attracted to, what really got your attention about Theo? Was it the process of his documentation and his journals and that aspect of who he was?
Obviously, yeah. I mean, the art's attractive, but the process of a creative mind, that's incredible. And it's rare that we get to see documentation that supports that. So we don't have to retroactively think what he thought. We can just find out what he thought and deal with it.
Yeah, and then even go into the studio and seeing a whole wall of just journals and documentation, and I'm going, this is, I mean, and that's where I think Michael said, man, you got it. Like, because I said, there is such a rich history here. There's something to be told, especially within Tampa. Made me even look at my own work to say, how we capture information, how do we tell that story, how can I document? I do, just on my own side, I do chapters of work, so I know where I was and what I was doing, and just on scratching the surface of what he was doing, which brought it to my attention. And I know, Matt, you were saying about within the Tampa area, or really any city, but specifically within Tampa, there are artists. How many Theos do we have out there that aren't even documenting, aren't doing anything like that? Or better yet, should students in universities be taught the process of documenting? Should they be taught the process of journals, or is that a business concept that should be brought into the curriculum?
Yeah, you know, I think we're all ultimately lazy, most of us, the vast majority. I've had business teams over 25 years, and we said, oh, we're going to diligently document everything we did, and we rarely did.
You start for a minute.
Yeah, you start for a minute. So I don't know. I don't know if Theo is one of a kind, but he's pretty unique. I think the biggest tragedy for Tampa Bay would be if we left all this stuff sitting in a box somewhere and we didn't figure out how to curate it, which I don't, as I said, know how to do. And then you'd probably be in a better position to help influence a Ringling and others to teach the process of teaching. Now, you know, talking to Jan and some other folks, if you come out of an engineering or an architectural discipline or a printmaking discipline, maybe it does become second nature.
Right.
But, you know, teaching that, I think that's a great question. I don't know the answer.
When I was at Ringling, one of the things that I was really looking for, especially when I was a senior, I was looking for some business ideas, and they were trying to offer things like gallery management. I'm like, okay, that's great, but I want some business. Where am I going with this? I mean, there's I spoke at Ringling, and I got like probably 5 different questions, all pretty much the same thing. How did you get gallery representation? How did you get this? Because they're looking for somebody else to do it for them. Where internally, if we started looking at, hey, you know what, keep a good track record of what you're doing, whether that be series or chapters or whatever that may be. But I think it is important to put that in. I was even asking for it when I was, you know, saying, give us some information, some knowledge upon what we can do, opposed to, listen, you're already creative. Now, you know, you're going to be sharpening that tool as you go on in life. But now, what about some business? I was fortunate to go and start a business that now what I do is I manage creative people in that realm. So videographers and photographers and graphic designers and so on. But then with that, I also, as a painter and so on, so, you know, kind of balancing the two. But I was really hungry for that in school.
I think if we do go to the evidence of Theo's work, what you do see is that he was hungry for memory. You know, he wanted to remember why he was doing what he was doing. And I know that started because of his painting. Yeah. But he kept that same desire.
But even like, as I thought about it, remembering him documenting World War II through his drawings as a teenager. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
You know, I hadn't thought of that when I was talking to you before. Like, I have so much information. I don't get overwhelmed. I get so excited. It's like the joy of my life sitting on that studio floor and finding these little gems. I mean, the wisdom in his notes, or a slide I find of a work I've never seen, and I just go, I gasp. It's just, I'm in this world of like, it's incredible. And like Matthew's saying, and Shane was saying,